Hey, we made it, I think.
I think we did.
Oh, dude, we were having I was having all types of technical issues. All of a sudden, the computer is like, I don't know what this microphone is. I don't know what this camera is. I would imagine Ryan will be here any minute on account of I cut it down to literally about the last second. What's up, everybody? We're here. It's New Comic Book Day. I'm here with Ken Moneybags of the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour. How you doing, dude?
I am exhausted, but fuck yeah, man. We are here to talk some comics. I'm excited. It's been a week.
As always, you're a goddamn trooper, and I commend you, sir. See, I don't even have my camera set up. There we go. See, that's how this has been. But I'm excited, dude. I got a whole tablet full of notes here. I read a whole heaping helping full of books. I'm just pumped. I'm pumped for all of this. But before we get started, I got to shout out all of the amazing affiliates of the show, the Cheers to Comics podcast. If you don't know, this is actually a podcast. The streaming thing is pretty new. Did you know that?
Yeah, how do they not know?
Cheers, well, you would be surprised. So first off, we got to shout out Inked Marketing and NSC Live TV. If you're looking to crowdfund your next creator-owned project, you got to hit up Inked Marketing, and always head on over to nsclivetv.com. It's just a combination of everything from every angle of the comic book world that you could want, all up in one spot. And of course, the newest affiliate, Nerds Forever. You head on over to 307nerdsforever.com, that's 307nerdsforever.com, and use code CHEERS at checkout and save yourself 10% on an amazing comic book shop. Or if you're just so happen to be in Newcastle, Wyoming, more than likely you're not. But if you are, you got to stop through there as well. Some of the newest news. There's another dog in the distributor world, or at least not the distributor world, the retailer world. That's going to be shopcheerstocomics.com. That's a new thing. Super excited about that. Thank you. We are official. So head on over to shopcheerstocomics.com, or if you just go to cheerstocomics.com like you should have been doing for some time now, if you actually hit the shop button now, or the store button, it doesn't say coming soon. It takes you to some magical destination. Use code podcast and save yourself 10% there. So there we go. Dude, lots to talk about, a little bit of time. You're exhausted. I'm exhausted. Reading as much as I do, it exhausts me. I know it sounds like some first world problems, but it's tiring, man. But I love it. Here I am all energized. I'm going to poop the hell out after this. I'm sure you are too, but let's get down to it, man. Like I said, I'm sure new guy will be here momentarily. If not, let's push on. Let's start out with a little bit of news. There's a lot of bit of news to talk about, but we're going to try to speed through it as quickly as possible. Once again, paper shortage is the topic of discussion. Again, this time it's not DC, it's Image. They printed so many Gunslinger spawns, they don't run out of paper. Apparently, there's 3 of the covers that they didn't get printed in time. However, there's disputing things going on as far as why and what and how and all of that. Like Todd McFarlane came out and said, okay, everything's going to go out that we have, and then we're going to finish later on and blah, blah, blah. I've already seen these books in people's hands like 2 weeks ago. So if McFarlane doesn't know that these books have actually already gone out to some extent, there's clearly some miscommunication going on there. And if there's miscommunication going on to McFarlane, it doesn't surprise me one bit that Dunder Mifflin's not getting the right freaking paper order, because something's amiss there. I don't know if the money is in the way. You know, it's just so high up at Image right now. They just can't
be
see
something like that.
I don't know. But like I said, I didn't get any of my Image books this week. I remember I was putting out my my social media post, and I was like, damn, it's not very often I get all of these indies and none of them are Image. And I started thinking, I was like, no, there's definitely some Image books I'm looking forward to this week, like Nita Hawes, Gunslinger Spawn. There was a couple other ones, Hellcop. There was Image books that I needed, and they didn't show up. So I called up the shop. I was like, hey, it's not like they didn't make it on. It wasn't on my invoice. And if it's not on my invoice, that means they didn't get it. And I said, well, what's going on? And no, they they were just like, hopefully next week. And that's so it makes me wonder. I mean, whoever's I guess this would be Penguin at this point, because people are still getting their books from all different angles now. I think Mile High, my shop's getting theirs from Penguin. This is the second or third week they've been doing that now. So I mean, I don't know if this was a Penguin thing or what it's a regional error or what's going on. But the fact is that everything that I'm seeing on the internet as far as who, what, where, why, and when is all contradictory, coming from all of the most executive of angles. So kind of makes you wonder, oh man, look who it is. There's my guy.
New guy?
What's up, new guy? How you doing, buddy?
What is up?
Oh,
Doing
man.
all right.
Oh, we're just talking about how comic books are shredding the world of paper again. Image has done run out of paper because of Gunslinger Spawn. I think they're at like 800,000 issues or some stupid shit like that.
Wow.
But because of that, I didn't get my Image comics this week, or at least I suspect because of that. I don't know if it was just. I really don't know. My suspicion is that Penguin has all of their books, but they got the word, okay, we're delaying it, so they didn't ship. But they have them. But in the meantime, they're like, but we'll just ship you all the Image shit at once and just deal with it. I don't know. This is
somebody else complaining about not getting Image books. So.
Oh, really? Okay. See, yeah, like I said, I think it's a regional thing. I don't know. But regardless, it brings me back to the whole shit. Is this a sign that maybe people are going to, or that the publishers are going to start doing some more digital shit because they literally can't afford to print or find the materials to do it? Or I don't know. But it's just kind of worrying, though.
Yeah,
I mean, two companies now. I could see DC because they got their thumbs up their noses, but I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like a McFarlane thing to do to botch something like this. Like, this is this is Spawn, this is his baby. You know, if it were anything else from Image, it wouldn't even be news. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy shit. I'm gonna leave it at that.
What did they even release this week?
What's that?
What did they even release this week?
It was supposed to, this Hellcop, Nita Hawes Nightmare blog from Rodney Barnes, that Philadelphia spinoff. Super fucking stoked on that. There was at least two or three more titles too. So yeah. I don't know, man. Just weird times. Another thing that popped off, CGC, or I mean not CGC, Diamond stepped into the world of grading. Since everybody's jumping off their distribution ship, now they're gonna, dip their tea bag in the grading world, and they bought a CGA, which is a reputable dealer in everything, really, or grader in really everything except for comics. So I would only expect an expansion to their lineup. It would be really weird if they didn't expand to comics if they're going to try to compete with CGC. But also CGC deals in, other stuff outside of comic books as well. So if they want to try to compete with them in their trading cards or their posters or all of the other stuff that CGC, I get it. But I think it would do, if they want to make a big splash, bring in another grader, because the whole, I don't know if you guys are into those conversations you see on social media where it's CGC versus CBCS, and then everything else is just a joke, PGX and whatever the other ones are. The other ones don't matter. It doesn't matter what the other ones are because they'll never be taken seriously. But it would be cool to see another one be taken seriously, because we've got you are Moneybags, but Moneybags Jeppy, like that guy's got all of it. Like he's low key just gajillionaire. So he's the next one to go to space, I bet. I mean, it's like that. He's gonna get bored, man, and he needs to maintain his ego, his family legacy. It can't die with him. So he's got to do something, man, and get into the world of grading. Might as well. So I think it's good news. I think it'll be huge for the industry in a lot of ways. It's going to shake the shit up, and I want to see a shake up. I'm fine with that. I'm ready. I got my sea legs. Let's do this. One more thing I kind of want to talk about. I want your guys' opinion about this. This is silly. I didn't know this at all. Did you guys hear about the whole CB Cebulski drama going on right now with Steve DeKnight?
No.
Okay, so apparently this is some old shit, but just like Steve tonight, myself, we're just finding out that apparently CB Cebulski back in the day to get work for Marvel, he used to go by a Japanese pen name that was like Akira Yoshi, I don't know, a very Japanese name, and it got him a lot of work. And I mean, now this is all apparently, like I said, people know this, but there's a few people that are like, what the fuck? No. And so now Steven tonight, he's like, I'm not working for Marvel anymore until they not just smack CB on the wrist. Like, he shouldn't be working anymore. I'm not saying that's my opinion. I'm just saying that's the drama going on right now. But I do think it's really, really stupid to, just like change your name to a completely different yeah, I don't know, that's some shady shit, but it got him to the top. I mean, it's CB Cebulski now, like that's the dude from Marvel. So I don't know, I'm looking at your face, Ken. Well, you look like you need a trash can close to you. What's going on?
I'm just trying to like wrap my head around this, and like it's just sounding to me so strange,
isn't it? It is.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
that's my reaction to it. I'm going like, wait, what? Wait, like dual identities? Like this is like some kind of like stuff I don't need.
It's not like it's J.K. Rowling, like doing the initials to make sure that people don't know that she's a female because male author will sell better. That's different. You're going full on like ethnicity change, and very obvious. You don't go by that name and be like, oh no, that was like my great grandpa's name and shit. Like that. You can't go by that. You can't do that. So it's I don't know. I mean, who am I to say what you can and can't do? It just seems a little shady. And it's not really a standard that you would, somebody of his caliber you'd think would want to uphold. But yeah. I don't know. Where are you at on this, Ryan? I mean, how appalled or not appalled, or where you at?
I mean, once you kind of mention like what it is, I remember hearing about this a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like 6 months old. Apparently, this has been around for a while, and I think that's why.
Whenever that woman was in, I think like the Pacific Northwest, right, and she had like changed races and all that stuff. She was like running the NAACP or something, and she was in the news. I feel like that's when this also bubbled up at the time.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm starting to see more and more of that too. Like, I mean, we're not going to get into it, but more trans-racial news stories making the mainstream news. So, but this is
ultimately, I think it's just pretty disgusting because he's like profiting off of, I almost
affirmative action.
I was going to say like
no, I mean that's what it is. He's profiting off
affirmative action. Is crazy.
Yeah, no, that's. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't want to think that the guy's a piece of shit, but that was a real piece of shit move. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think the guy keeps his job? This story's about a week old. Do you think this blows up into something, or you think it fizzles out like it did the first time? Because I mean, I see a couple of I can't name them by name, but there's a couple other people that are chiming in on this. But I mean, I don't really see it.
How important is the Knight?
He used to do a whole bunch of Daredevil. Like, he's really, really important to the Daredevil title. But other than that, I mean, I had to look him up, to be honest. Yeah. I don't think it's.
Yeah, see, I feel like if it was like Chip
Donnie
Zdarsky
Cates or something like that.
Yeah, Donnie Cates, Al Ewing, something like that. I think it would have a lot more weight. But the Knight's not really a household name, at least not right now. So it's kind of hard to say unless one of these bigger name people really jump behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll probably just fizzle out.
Yeah, I think that's really what it boils down to. I mean, somebody's got to bring it to light. It's just a matter of how many people are gonna jump on and eventually, get enough momentum to keep it going. I don't know, man. It's I haven't hated what CB's done with Marvel. I haven't agreed with everything. Professionally, but as far as now realizing how we got there, I mean, shit. Is this where? I don't know, man.
It's just bizarre. Like, that's the easiest way to describe it. It's just bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What are you gonna do? We gotta move on to one more bit of news, and honestly, I'm really sad that it's this bit of news, but this has been my thing. DC fandom. Nobody covered it better than Moneybags. The ODPH murdered it on that coverage. But here's the deal. DC fandom. First year. Only comic book news. It was their big secret. And we went over this the last time we talked, boys. A Milestone. Brought back Milestone, and then nothing happened with Milestone. I mean, it's still going on, but nobody's talking about it. And, I'm not going to get into all that. DC fandom opens up with Milestone, but they're not talking about comics. They're talking about, hey, there's going to be a cinematic and animated thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Kind of knew that. I mean, what? Carry it on. We move on, and I'm not saying all of the stuff within fandom wasn't cool. Like we love the trailers and all of that good stuff. We're not going to talk about all that. What we're going to talk about is the comic book news. And do you guys remember what the comic book news was?
Yes, because I just covered it on the ODPH I just recorded 3 hours ago. So yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, it's these. It was even in like a news flash. There was no coverage at all. Do you guys remember Festival of Heroes, that $10 one shot that came out celebrating Asian heritage? Yeah, remember Monkey Prince?
Mm-hmm. I read the number 0 out of that.
Yeah, well, Monkey Prince is getting a mini series.
Yeah.
Neato. That didn't even move the book on eBay. Didn't budge. As a matter of fact, I think it actually kind of tanked it from the last time I looked at the value of the I think it was 1 in 25 or the 1 in 50. First full cover appearance of Monkey Prince or whatever. It was the ratio variant. It used to be going for way more than it is now. So you would think that would move it back up. It's not. So once again, everybody missed it. That was the only bit of comic book news there was, unless I missed something, Moneybags, but I don't think so.
No, I mean, the only thing they really kind of touched upon was Milestone did say they're bringing Blood Syndicate back, and I thought they were be bringing back a couple different other books, and they were tying in some Wonder Woman 80th anniversary stuff, but it was very low key on the comic stuff. I mean, but that's the thing about fandom. Fandom is more served for not just the comics, but it's the big push for their Hall H moment at San Diego Comic-Con, because that's where they unrolled all the trailers. I mean, it was one thing very telling this year at New York Comic-Con. They didn't have a booth. They had a very small panel with a couple writers, but it wasn't a DC panel. It was just writers that work for DC.
Yeah.
So it was just a different vibe this year with that.
Yeah, well, they missed the boat on introducing our next generation of Batman writers.
Mm-hmm.
Like that needed to happen. I mean, all of the news has been how Tynan's leaving. Let's talk about who's coming on. Let's get people excited about that. Let's talk about how Joshua Williams is going to take it into another direction, or how he's going to carry it. Or we just had this whole Future State event, like. What the fuck did all of that mean? Like give us something from that, but I mean, don't make me think that everything that I just read for the last year was fucking pointless, because I'm really beginning to think that that's what it's coming down to, because they don't care.
But that happens with every single writer that comes in, though. You got to think about it in that perspective, that everybody tells like their stories, and then it just kind of goes into a transition mode. I get what you're saying completely, but that's the way I kind of treat it with Tynan's run. It's like I take it for what it is. It was a great change of pace from Tom King. And then I'm really excited to see what Williamson is going to do. I know it's been I don't want to say tight-lipped, but I haven't heard that much about it yet. But we'll kind of have to wait to see how it plays out. But I think like right now, it's just enjoy the time we have a Tynan left, and then we'll see what happens in March.
That's like, not far. It's not far away.
This was what, 114 out of 117?
118.
Yeah, I think February is the last one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
I'll just be glad for Fear State to be over. I'm so sick and tired of it.
I like a lot of it. I'm just, I don't know. Well, I'm definitely gonna get into that though here in a bit. And no, I didn't get my image today. I did not. All right, guys, that's what I got. Once again, fandom as a comic book reader, a disappointment. But I guess hey, Michael Keaton is
people
a real
seem to
thing.
get what they wanted out of it. So
most people did. And there is the biggest, like triple the turnout of last year. So the biggest ever. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was congratulations to it. It was a success for most people, but
Yeah, I mean, I think if they do it again next year, which I mean, I sure they will. I would just like to see them do more of a comic aspect for it. Like I'm going through right now as we're talking, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And the only thing they had was Monkey Prince and the Milestone, but that was the only thing that really jumped out.
Yeah. No, I mean, and oh well, we'll see. I would just like DC to start caring more about comics. That's all. That's a pretty common argument too. I want to speed this along. I know we're busy, gentlemen. I want to really speed through spec this week. There's a few books worth mentioning for sure, but honestly, nothing that is going to be. I haven't seen any quick flips this week, with the exception of one. But leading up into that, very minor things, long-term holds on 99% of this stuff. Superman #4, Jay Nakamura, John's future potential lava, is revealed to have some superpowers. So honestly, who knows what that turns out to be. But I do feel like this is, but the B cover on this, I think it's Inyuk Lee, it's badass, and it's actually, I saw it go for like $18, and that's not including shipping. So it's leveled off more around like $10 to $12 now. That's really the quickest flip of the week. It's just the B cover, but it is mighty fine. And I think the A cover, once they develop this J character more, this is going to be a minor key 20 years from now. So I don't know. It's a long-term hold for sure. There was a Star Wars thing in the Star Wars Adventure series, a new rogue, or there's a group of new Rogue Squadron members. I didn't get this book. I didn't open it up. So with the new Rogue Squadron Disney Plus series coming out, I don't know if any of these characters are going to make it into it. So everything Star Wars right now, they're saturating with stuff. So I haven't seen any movement on this book. Kind of surprising, because this was a low-key under-ordered book, I would imagine. But we'll see. Black Manta #2, first appearance of Devil Ray. So I mean, who knows? There's an Aquaman thing coming up, and they already did another Aquaman 2 movie coming up, and they already did all of Aquaman's entire universe and everything in the first movie, so they're gonna need something new. So who knows? Devil Ray could be a thing. Suicide Squad King Shark #2, first full appearance of Queen Tiger. Haven't got the chance to open it up yet, but I mean, num. Come on. The guys, the popularity's there. The King Shark universe has potential. I know it's DC. Wait a minute, but who knows? Star Wars High Republic #10, first appearance of one Lorna D. I don't know. Who knows? But eventually they're going to do a Star Wars High Republic universe within the next 5 years cinematically. So, all of these characters could have potential. Who knows? It just kind of depends on which ones are the most popular. It's still too fresh to tell how popular Lorna D is. People haven't got to that part of their stack yet. Let's see here. The United States of Captain America #5. We got another Captain America. This guy's based off of a real guy. A real, I don't want to say the wrong branch of service, but a real, let's just say military man that the art or the writer met and was inspired by. So this gentleman, I mean, pretty badass to think that, there's not very many real people on the planet that have been depicted in comics as Captain America. So I feel like this one does actually have some really cool future potential. Who knows? It's pretty cool though. Death of Doctor Strange #2. I was kind of iffy on the three mothers, knowing that was going to be a thing. But after reading this, I was like, these three mothers are their shit. Stock up on this book. Like, this is the one I'm going to say, stock up on this book. Stock up on issue #4 or #3 as well, because it's going to be the first full cover appearance. These three mothers are badass. I'm going to get into that more, but not doing anything yet. And I'm really, honestly, the 1 in 25 on this is going. It's like dropping in price by the minute on eBay. Buy that now, because it's going to be big. I don't know what it is. Stock up on it if you can, because this is a future set $50 book for sure. And then the big obvious one for me this week was Phoenix Song Echo #1. This River character, after reading it, and I'll get more into that. This character is going to stick around. Faux show. And the 1 in 25 on this is your big quick flip of the week. If you could get it real quick before the shops realize that it's boosting on eBay, for the $20-25. It capped out at about $50. It's staying steady at around 40 to 45, but still small gains there. Beautiful cover and future major key issue, I would imagine. So yeah, hold on to that bitch if you got it. Send it out to CGC. Wait for its moment. That's the pickup of the week. So yeah, and the A cover as well. Stock up on that son of a bitch. Marvel gave us some good stuff to get excited about for the future. So there we go. All right, guys. Any other spec that you guys are seeing out there that I may have missed? Anything people talking about? I know people are really excited about the Death of Doctor Strange Stormbreakers cover. He's all venomized and shit. It's fucking badass. If I see one, I'm gonna pick it up. It really is amazing. But $3.39 on eBay. I don't know what's going on, man. It's buy. I mean, if you're a seller right now, yeah, you may not be able to sell for a whole lot, but stock up because shit is cheap. And
just
people
wait till
are not
the movie comes out.
Oh yeah. People aren't appreciating the value of. But at the same time, it makes sense too because there's so much of it. I mean, I've got all. How could people keep track of it unless you listen to the Cheers to Comics podcast? I don't know. Yeah, that's what I got. Guys, I want to talk about some motherfucking comics. We got about an hour to do it. I narrowed down let's see if I could do this without pulling my headphones out. A very dense stack. There's that. Down to this. And this is the addition of this. So let me see if I could two-hand this. Boom. So that's what didn't make it. And that's my 10. It was tough. It was like playing poker. I'm like, no, I gotta put this one back, and I'm gonna draw 2. And there's just so many good things that I wanted to read this week. But yeah, before I open up my mouth and start rambling on, let's see if we have any common denominators between the three of us, guys. What did you read this week, Ryan? I know you got your DC books down.
Yeah, I read Batman Catwoman #8. Catwoman Lonely City #1, Catwoman 36, Nightwing 85, Suicide Squad 8, Superman Son of Kal-El #4, and Flash 775, as well as Eat the Rich #3. And what's it called? The Orville Artifacts Part 1.
All right, right on. Any of those that you read, Ken?
Eat the Rich, definitely check that out. Nightwing, obviously Tom Taylor. Anything Tom Taylor's writing, I'm just picking up. It's the GOAT.
It's kind of a requirement for this show. Actually.
Yeah,
must read at least one Tom Taylor that comes out, or one Tom Taylor
right.
title that comes out per week.
Yeah, so I got that. I checked out the Trial of Magneto because I'm very interested about that story, and then. Obviously, if you're following ODPH and Comixology Unlimited, Scott Snyder has another book out. So, okay, twist my arm.
Yeah, and congratulations on that shout out by the Snyder dude himself, man. That's always exhilarating. I way back in the day somehow. I got a retweet from him, and I was too young in my career to really appreciate it. So I feel it more for you now when you got it than I did when it actually happened to me. And it was a complete fluke when it happened. It was
same here.
But that's badass, man. You actually got me wanting to maybe go to Comixology. Just I don't like this.
Well, the thing about it is the books will be getting printed in about 6 months. Like they have the deal. Yeah, they have the deal worked out. So if you want to wait, because he talked about this down at New York Comic Con at a panel, it's him and Greg Capullo, and they were talking about We have Demons, which if you are into the supernatural badassery, you need to get that book in your life. And he also has Clear coming out, and Night of the Ghoul is the one that just came out. And what he was saying is he's doing this on Comixology first, and in about 6 months they're going to be printed on Dark Horse for the shops, because they're saying that basically it's sort of like when you go to a video store, or you know how you stream a movie nowadays, and if you really love the movie, you go to the store and you go buy it.
Yes.
It's that same kind of concept that he's trying here with the comic shops about doing it on Comixology. And I thought it was a very unique way about presenting it, because it's tying in the best of both worlds. That, yeah, you can try these out on Comixology, and if you really love the books, you'll be going to the comic shop to pick them up when they're printed out on Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm already going to be camped out when these come out, because I'm not saying this as just a Snyder, super fan. I genuinely love all three. They all three have a different vibe to them. And just what you're seeing coming out of this, I mean, this is just some real creative stuff that's happening, whether you're in a sci-fi, horror, or just supernatural. So
that's it sounds amazing, man. It does. I'm always wary about going to the digital first stuff, because I think I'm just kind of a purist. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna, once it hits print, it'll definitely be in my collection, no doubt about it. That's what a week, man. So I don't know. We definitely got some common denominators for sure. Let's start with Nightwing, huh?
Yeah.
Nightwing and Fear State, different kind of stuff, a little bit different vibes. Same Tom Taylor, but not Bruno Redondo. And there's nothing wrong with that. Robbie Rodriguez is killing it. Adriano Lucas killing it. I'm loving the art still, but yeah. Why don't you start with this, Ryan? How are you feeling about this Fear State Nightwing?
I mean, I thought this issue was better than last month's issue. Overall, and here's the thing, like, I dropped Batman at 106. So I have not been reading Batman since then. Did not care for Tynan's version of Batman in the future past. And this Fear State thing just doesn't interest me. And so what's going on right now is, like, Fear State is crossing into two of my favorite DC books, and it's kind of ruining them. Not ruining them, because they'll be back, but I was much happier with what Nightwing and Catwoman were doing before they were suddenly like, oh, we're going to spend 4 pages in this issue getting over to Gotham City to do something with Batman. So that's kind of where I'm at on it, is like, I like the artwork better before on Nightwing. And so I missed that. And I missed the story that we were involved in with Dick Grayson there. And now we're in Gotham, and like, Batman looked awful in that last issue, and now this issue they kind of made Nightwing a B character. And so, like I said, I think this issue was better than last month's issue, but really I'm just ready to be done with Fear State and get back to Bloodhaven.
Gotcha. Where are you at on this? I mean, I could see that, because I mean, if that's the thing about these tie-in events that DC forces us into. If you're not reading the main thing, then yeah, you're just kind of stuck with what it is, whether it's bad or not. It's not the same. And yeah, I mean, I'm in the boat of where I like Dick being back in Gotham. I like them fucking around with the whole anti-Oracle, the whole who is she thing. That's really what this issue's revolving around, is trying to figure out anti-Oracle, and we got to get to the second what do they call it? Oracle 2 or something like that, but wherever they gotta go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean,
Clock Tower 2 or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, bad guys one step ahead and all of that good stuff. I don't know, man. What'd you think of this one, Ken?
I kind of agree with Ryan about this. Like, I'm not super excited about this crossover, probably because I've been watching Titans on HBO Max, and it's like, I can only hit my Scarecrow fill for so long. And with Tynan leaving, it just kind of takes the weight out of the sails for me a little bit. So I'm just kind of like, it's Taylor writing, so obviously I'm sticking with it, but I'm not like super like, yeah. It's kind of like, all right.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, it's throttled back a bit, but I still enjoy it. Just think of it this way. If it were Dan Jurgens having to throttle back his story to do Fear State, we wouldn't be talking about it this week. And not, I mean, there's nothing to do with Dan Jurgens. I'm just saying, like, it takes a Tom Taylor caliber writer to be able to still keep our interest when we're not committed to the main event.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got every single issue of Nightwing. You know, I'm not one of the people that say, oh, it wasn't good up until Tom Taylor. I'm not one of those people. I understand other people's gripes, but yeah, I mean, because to be perfectly honest, Nightwing #1, that was my first reintroduction into reading DC Comics. Tim Seeley, reading all that, it took me a long time to read DC Comics. Once I got back into comics, I was like, this is the series I'm going to start with. Love me some Dick. Let's do this, and then Batman and a few other ones, that followed along. But I mean, I stayed true to Nightwing, I mean, I've got him on, and I don't know, maybe it's a biased, sentimental type of thing. Just because this has been the run that started, but I don't know. I am digging it. I like Robbie Rodriguez's art. I like the I don't know. I like the big cliffhanger at the end. I love the fact that I did have a oh fuck not again moment when Dick got shot in the head, but I also was like, we're doing Scarecrow. We're doing Scarecrow. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. But as soon as I got him shot,
that was a pretty good left field moment.
What? I was like, KG Beast, where are you?
No Rick. No more Rick.
No.
I have to say, I'm usually a big fan of like the little IKEA instruction moments that he's been putting in there. This one made like no sense because he was like, here's a little gun and we're going to shoot a gas pellet off this rooftop that we're on. Like, he could have just tossed that over the edge. What was the point in that one?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Sometimes when you have a formula, sometimes your variable can, I don't know. It could be a Y. Let's put it that way. It was still cool
to see. Don't get me wrong. I was just like, after they pulled it off, I was just like, well, that was kind of pointless. But
yeah,
it still was cool to see.
Let's stay in the realm of Tom Taylor, Son of Kal-El, #4. Last issue had me going, oh shit, he's about to get mad. And this issue, he didn't get as mad as I thought he would. But it was a cool issue. Have you been following Son of Kal-El, Ken?
Yeah, I've been kind of catching up on it a little bit. I like what I've read so far. I mean, it's Tom Taylor and Jonathan Kent. I'm interested to see where this is all shaken out.
Yeah, well, I won't go too deep into this and spoil anything since you haven't read it. But I mean, that's fine. I mean, we know that Fault Line was fallen over the Kent house. But thankfully, John, being Superman, he was, able to see it coming and get everybody out. But when he goes to grab Jay, he gets the whole like, oh, I can't grab him. He's like a ghost thing. And that's when we realize he's got some powers, and he's still quick enough to realize like, oh shit, he's superpowered. I'm just going to get grandma and grandpa out of here. And, I'll come back for him. I'm sure he'll be cool. And he's cool. Jay's got powers, and they don't really get into it too much because some other shit comes up naturally. And really it comes down to John Kent or Superman versus the President of the United States is what they're setting up in the next issue. And I don't know, neat stuff, man. You read this issue, Ryan. What'd you think of this one? You think that this is staying on par with the momentum that we've been getting, or do you think it's petering off?
Well, I thought it was genius publicity because everybody's looking at issue #5 right now. Nobody thought like, hey, what kind of crazy reveal could there be in issue #4?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool. I totally didn't expect that Nakamura reveal, but whenever it happened, I was like, oh yeah, nobody was even looking at this issue for anything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
My one grievance with this issue, and I'm just not a huge fan of DiNiculo's artwork.
No.
I think like he uses.
Dude, he did a bunch of the Power Rangers, didn't he?
Yeah, and my complaint with his Power Rangers books was the same as this one. The camera angles are very disorienting. He's always trying to do these weird experimental camera angles, and it's like you can't hardly tell what's going on a lot of times. And it works really well at the beginning of the book when you're in the wreckage of the house. I was like, oh my God, I can't tell what way is up. This is great. And then the whole rest of the book, I'm like, oh, I hate these camera angles. The other complaint I have is every character's face looks completely surprised and out of place all the time. Like, I hate that about it too. The artwork, though, like, his artwork is good, though. It's not bad. It's just I don't like his facial expressions, and I don't like the camera angles he chooses.
Gotcha.
But beyond that, the artwork was still good. It told the story well, and Tom Taylor's writing like kept it on point. So it's still a great issue. I mean, definitely not dropping it, especially since Tim's is coming back on the next issue. But that was like my one gripe was like I don't really care that much for DeNiculo's artwork.
Yeah, and thank you for actually pronouncing that name, because I've been you as a listener have probably been listening. You've been listening to me butcher it for 3 years now. They're like Daniel Nicololo or some shit.
Who knows if I'm saying it right? That's just how
it sounds a lot better than the fucking mouthful of marbles that I've been pronouncing. Once again, it's Tom Taylor, so being the biased man that I am, I'm gonna say I liked it. I've never hated a Tom Taylor thing. I think it's leading up to something very cool. As far as the curveball of he's got powers, no, it was a total curveball for me, because this whole coming out thing, I suspected what they were going to do is they were going to build up Jay and they were going to kill his ass and give John an Uncle Ben type of motivation and go from there. But if Superman literally can't touch him, then who knows, man? Maybe the Ghostbusters have to vacuum him up or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Everybody's got a weakness. But that's kind of where I think they're going to go with this character. I mean, I saw once they made the big announcement on social media, issue number 2, Jay Nakamura's first official appearance, it went up to like $18 to $22 or something like that for that issue. But like I said, I wasn't buying into it because, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's going to kill him, but now I don't know. I can't be so sure. What's up, Ken?
Do you think that he's a escapee from the Phantom Zone? Because that's where I was kind of thinking.
He does. Well, there's a point in time where they're sitting around the table in the beginning and they're jokingly talking about where he's from, and this is before. John doesn't even know, and he says what planet he's from, and then it's brushed off right away because fucking fault line comes flying down. So I'm wondering if he was actually being serious there. I'm
from Gamora, which is
is it Gamora where they're hold on, Gamora's
it's Gamora. That's where he says he's from.
No,
that's like the crux of the whole issue. There is because like the president of that country or whatever, where he saved those refugees from, like apparently he's experimenting on his own people with chemical weapons, basically, and it's giving them weird powers. And so Jay is like one of these people that's been experimented on.
Gotcha. Okay,
so he's like technically a refugee from that place as well.
Oh shit! All right. Well, see, there we go. Who knows?
That's why the truth and all of them is like so tied up in this story and like what's going on with all of that.
Yeah. All right. Oh fuck! That makes
more sense.
Yeah, so much more sense. Right on. Cool. Well, yeah, no, I don't know. I thought it was another winner. Suicide Squad.
Great.
Suicide Squad, number 8, Robbie Thompson. Dude, Suicide Squad goes to hell. Goddamn right, man.
Like, what happens when you kill bad guys in hell? Like, that was so genius. I was like, oh my God, that makes sense,
Yep. Yeah, no, this is one we say it every time, guys. The most underrated series at DC.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. Amanda Waller is the bitch that she's everybody hates her now. Like right off in the beginning, they're like, yeah, they hate her and they're going after her. And she I don't know, man. That reveal at the end, the whole did you get to read this one, Ken?
Yeah. Ambush bug. What else can you really say? It's just the push for Peacemaker is on too. So it's,
that was so fucking meta, man.
You're
it's
a member
coming.
of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna get a Peacemaker miniseries. It looks like, at the very least,
with an actual 1980s vigilante costume that looks
Yeah.
freaking authentic as all hell. It's
a great
thought
series,
I'd say
man.
that in 2021. Never.
Yeah. It's this series just does great stuff. It's just fun, man. That's all it is. I mean, I don't think there's ever anything really important going to come out of this. I thought we might have got that for a second with the whole Red X stuff. Maybe we got a sidearm reveal there, that no one saw coming in a title, but I guess that could still happen. I mean, there's still beef with that motherfucker. He didn't kill him. He took him out, made him look really stupid, Mr. Red X. So, who knows? But really, just for the sake of, they say collect what you like. You'll like this one. I mean, it's just good stuff.
Culebra and Talon, man, like relationship goals there. Like whenever they went to Earth 3 and like Talon threw up and she's all like trying to save him and stuff, I was like, oh my god, like I feel this, And then in this one, whenever she meets her demise and then Talon just like goes off on everybody, I was like, yes, this is great. Like this is the weirdest relationship they could have come up with, but these two have like some unspoken connection here, and it's great. I love it.
It really is. I guess I got to talk about Batman. I've skipped talking about it the last couple of opportunities. But I did get around to reading Batman 115 this week. Bengal and on the art with Jorge Jimenez. I know that you guys aren't really. Are you reading Batman right now? Ken?
Nah,
no.
I've kind of fallen off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that seems to be the consensus. But this wasn't a bad issue overall. It really opened up a lot. It's without going into a whole lot of detail, it's setting up Poison Ivy to really be the main baddie here. All of this is to anger Poison Ivy enough for her to reach her maximum potential. And they realize that she has a very intricate vine system running through all of the major important underneath parts of Gotham. And if she wanted to if she farted hard enough, it would just all cave in. And that's what the magistrate is really trying to set up here. And Scarecrow has kind of revealed himself to Peacekeeper 1 to say, okay, no, it's been me in your head, motherfucker, and you're still going to deal with me, and let's go do this. And he's still kind of convincing him, but now he realizes where the voice in his head is coming from, and it's gnarly. It is. I mean, this is one of the stronger issues for sure, but I really like how they're setting up Poison Ivy. I don't like it looked like for a second that they've been so roller coaster with her. She's good, she's nope, never mind. She's bad. Fuck everybody. I'm moving and starting my own jungle in Gotham City. And then okay, I'll take in some refugees. And now what? I shouldn't have taken in these refugees, and all these motherfuckers are coming into my domain. I'm getting angry, and I don't know what they're gonna do with her.
Is she in that issue?
She is. She is.
Is she there, like in Gotham?
Well, she's still in her little safe haven. Within Gotham, like I said, her little self-made jungle. But that's where they're keeping.
That's the one thing I don't really get with her continuity-wise right now, because like Suicide Squad's been like very intricate with continuity, and so has Swamp Thing, and Catwoman as well. But yet, like Ivy has been in Batman, she's in Catwoman. She's a pretty integral part of Catwoman right now.
Yeah, she comes back like the Sirens get together or some shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she was in Swamp Thing for like 2 issues, and I don't know, like I don't really know what they're doing with her exactly.
And it's all tying in with Fear State too, so it makes me wonder, like how and what continuity is Catwoman? Is Catwoman? It's got to be after. It's got to take place after Batman, which that's the case. That's spoilery as fuck.
The way that Catwoman is being played is it's after the wedding. So like her and Bruce. That's why she went back to Alleytown. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, she's been in Alleytown. She was doing her thing, had a great story. And then last issue, it was basically 2 pages of, like, oh, got to tie up all the loose ends with this really good story that's going on. And then she headed back to Gotham, and Cheshire Cat stopped her right before she got to Gotham. And so now she's doing all this stuff with Cheshire Cat. And like what I hated about this specific issue is like Harley Quinn just shows up out of nowhere. And then like they've had this lady that they revealed her name, the White Witch, in this issue. But she's been there for like 8 issues, kind of in the background. And whenever her and Catwoman do run into each other, like she always has Catwoman's number.
Is she the one with the honeycomb face?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in this issue, like Harley Quinn shows up with a baseball bat and just like beats her into oblivion. And it's like, so what, like, again, like, why is Harley here all of a sudden? Like, and why is she powerful enough to just beat this chick? But like, this chick always has Catwoman's number, you know, like she shows up and messes Catwoman up.
It's kind of the Harley Quinn factor, like Deadpool, that they just think they can plug and play characters that are that popular, and everybody will go, "Oh, hey, they're here!" Like nobody cares.
Yeah,
yeah, no, but they've actually like made Harley Quinn worth something lately. They've built her into something, and she can't do that now. You know, I mean, they've.
Well, she was part of Batman, but I guess not.
Well, I mean, she was, you know, I mean, essentially part of the Bat family. Like they brought it up quite a bit. She's a member of the Bat family now, and once you're a member of the Bat family, you can't be plug and play. Like you're important.
Well,
you know,
the
we
other
didn't
thing
know where
I
the fuck
hate is
you're at.
like this White Witch lady, right, with the honeycomb mask. Like she's been a solo operator. Like she's been like hunting and stalking and keeping up with Catwoman and everything. And then, like in this issue, just like there's a bunch of people with her all of a sudden, and she works for the magistrate. It's like, well, good job taking all the mystery out of this character.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that sucks.
And it doesn't feel like something that was written like that from the beginning. It feels like Ron V was like planting seeds and building stuff, and like it was really good. And then like all of a sudden in the last 2 issues, they've just kind of like done whatever they want.
Oh, by the way, you got to do Fear State now. So,
yeah.
And yeah, that's why.
Which again, that's why I'm like so tired of Fear State, because like Catwoman and Nightwing were 2 of my favorite DC titles, and they've really just like left fielded their entire storylines to go take care of this Fear State thing, and I'm just like not really into it.
I don't know. Sometimes just take a break from the arc, you know. I mean, that's
yeah.
I mean, that's a palate cleanser, you know. You'll appreciate the next arc that much more, you know, instead of going into it sour. I don't know. That's what I do when I'm not digging an arc or whatever. I don't want to drop the title. You just, all right, I'll just skip these 2 issues or whatever it may be. You know, yeah. I'm not skipping anything. I'm liking all of this stuff. Yeah, but that's only because I feel obligated to have to know a lot of it as well. You know, I mean, but honestly, I feel like they could be doing a lot worse. I've seen something of this magnitude done a lot worse. Look at the Wonder Woman Witching Hour a couple of years ago. Like how many titles they just immediately ruined with that. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. DC's doing their thing. We just gotta buckle up and go with it. We'll never know because they don't talk about future stuff on their big media events. We'll never know where the fuck they're going. How about some indies, boys? Before we get to Eat the Rich, I gotta say I read Beyond the Breach again for the 4th issue. Ed Brisson and Damian. I want to say it's Cucchiero. I definitely probably saying that wrong. But yeah, no, this is amazing, man. And this continues to be amazing. Every issue just it's not something, you know, oftentimes with indies, I'll have to, you know, I'll read the first couple of issues and I'll go, okay, I'll catch up when this arc's over and read it all in one big bulk thing because it's hard for me to remember what happened a month ago. But it only takes a couple of pages in, if that, before I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that's what's going on right now. And it was just so much more of that. And really what this is setting up is we've got this Earth has been invaded by this weird portal thing. Just quick synopsis. Weird wizard dude and all these crazy creatures are coming down. Motherfuckers are battling regular Earthling people. Little boy, little girl. They don't know what the hell to do. Giant little wizard on a giant turtle happens to save the day. So that's kind of what is going on generally over the last few issues. Well, we start to realize that this wizard guy, he's kind of been the cause of all this inadvertently, because he's been jumping through these different timelines and stuff, and he just realized that, he just now realized all the damage that he had done when he got to Earth, and what he's been doing is actually been running from this I don't know, group of beings called the Macons, I believe. And and that's what their mission. They're like, okay, well, if these guys have the same device to jump they do, and yours is broken, by the way, and you can't jump, then we'll just capture one of these guys and get their device and peace out. And I mean, it's obviously nothing's ever that easy. And I don't know, it was a badass issue. They just, like I said, the momentum continues to pick up, and I think this is an underrated Aftershock goodie. Ed Brisson just beyond the breach, man. Good stuff. Highly recommended. And then I'm not gonna not talk about Bermuda. I'm a John Layman super fan. The fourth and final issue of this Bermuda arc. And after talking with John Layman, you can catch that interview a little while ago. But there is going to be more Bermuda. But if you look at this art, it takes Nick Bradshaw a really long time to do this. So it'll probably be at least a year, maybe even 2, before we get another arc of this. But I mean, it ends very satisfying. Like, it's you're not going to be I mean, you crave more, but it's satisfied. The cliffhanger doesn't. Yeah. Good though. Very good. I mean, it takes a cool turn, and it's just John Layman doing John Layman amazingness, and Nick Bradshaw is probably going to win awards for this eventually, because this is, Jesus Christ, this art is it's next. I mean, there's just so much goddamn detail in it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So that definitely made my my list of 10 for sure this week. I mean, especially since I had no Image to throw in there. But yeah, no, I highly recommend. When the trade comes out in February for Bermuda, pick it up. It's a fun read. And then Eat the Rich, guys. So, it was Sarah Gailey and P.S. Bach. Now we started out meh in the first issue. I don't know. Very intrigued. I wouldn't even say meh, just intrigued, not sure, on the fence. Second issue, sold. Now, third issue. Ryan, how do you feel?
Wasn't really a fan of this issue, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Ken, what are your first your first thoughts on this?
Spoiler, I had steak for dinner. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. I enjoyed it. I thought for what they're trying to set up, it was kind of a little intriguing.
Yeah.
I can understand it was kind of like I don't want to say like a repetitive pace, but it was kind of like, all right, we're really trying to establish what's going on with Joey, and maybe get into the whole bottom of what is going on at this establishment. So I didn't mind it as much. Like, I actually kind of enjoyed it, except like I said, what I had for dinner, I'm like, okay.
Tough read.
Yeah. I liked it. I did. Well, did I like it as much as the second issue? No, but no. not much less though. I feel I don't feel like it's taking another direction. I will say though, while reading it, I was like, people aren't gonna like this issue. I could see that because but I don't know, man. I thought the mother was a very cool character overall. Like the introducing her and her sneakiness. I'm your friend, and then by the end going, oh no, there's no turning back now. I mean, it's not possible. You couldn't if you wanted to. And I don't know, it just reminded me of that episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You guys know what I'm talking about? When he feeds them they think they feed him, or they get fed human meat by Frank, and it was just like raccoon or some shit, but they're like, they can't eat anything but, raccoon meat, or human meat. It's that same concept here. Just, without Frank Reynolds. I dug it. I did. Maybe because that was playing in the back of my head the whole time. And then that whole big giant panel of she eats it, and then you see her big thought bubble. It's not bad. Like, he's like, ah, you fucking weirdo. I don't know. I dug it, man. I did, but at the same time, I understand why people wouldn't like it because it veered off from the energy that the second issue was putting off. You know, it kind of took another turn again. We've been going through all types of different. I don't know, man. There's not a whole lot of consistency with this series, and that's what scares me. But I do have faith in. I don't know. Is this going to be a 6-issuer, guys? Do you know any idea? 5? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think they can get 2 more really good issues out of this. I can't see them taking it much further though. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm in the boat of thumbs up. But yeah, fucking Joey. I don't know. But at the same time, you want to have empathy for her, but then she starts talking about, well, my career and selfishness and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you are, I'm not sure I'm gonna like you. I hope they fucking eat you. I really do think in the end she gets 8. And I think that's the most satisfying way to wrap this up. I hate to say a good, and I think that would be good. And I don't like, I'm often in the boat of if I can predict it, it's not that good because I can't write for shit. But at this point, as somebody that's really grown to hate this character, I want to see Joey Stakes. That's. I don't know.
I got an idea how this ends, but I don't want to say it online and spoil it for anybody. I can DM it, but I have an idea how this ends.
All right. I like that. Well, it's obviously different from mine.
It's a 5-piece series. This was number 3, so there's no reason for me not to stick it out and see if they do surprise me in the end and bring me back around. But I felt like the first and third issue just lacked a lot of direction. They felt pretty aimless. So
yeah, I don't know if I felt like the third one is aimless, but I don't know. There was definitely. It was drug on. I felt like there was they could have. I don't know. Who am I to fucking say? I'm not Ross Ritchie, but I don't know, man. We'll see. I do hope this book does get adapted. I feel like there is a good story here, and even if it, I don't know. We'll just have to see. The ending says everything. I mean, it's gonna say everything with this because I'm hooked. I'm not gonna drop it now. Any other indies this week?
For me?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay. For me too. X-O Man of War #7 by Valiant.
Did that fucking come out?
Yep.
Why? What is going on with my goddamn pull list? So I missed number 5 and 7 now. So I'm gonna have to fix some shit.
7's very solid. We get a nice surprise at the end of the book. So I'm excited about it. I would definitely went like, okay, here we go. So if you've been reading it, you'll definitely get a good payoff from it. And Comixology Unlimited, Night of the Ghoul by Scott Snyder. And I had to actually call up because I forgot because he's got like 1 million people writing for him. Francesco Francavilla.
Oh yeah, badass.
Yes. So that is fantastic. It's classic horror, and it really has a nice retro vibe to it because they kind of do it in time periods. So it is worth checking out. So that's my 2 indie books. I definitely gotta go plug for that.
Hell yeah, man. No, EXO is amazing. I'm a little upset that for whatever reason, my shop just keeps getting shorted or whatever. It's on my pull list. It's on my invoice, but I don't know.
And did we hear what's coming out for next year?
We've got Harbinger coming, right?
Harbinger comes out next week, I believe.
That's next week already?
Yep.
Oh shit, Jesus. Okay.
They did announce that 2022 is going to be the year of Valiant.
I just saw that image art.
Yes, and they're doing the Dead Side War. So you're bringing in old classic characters. We're going to see like Valiant come back and do some stuff because I believe this is coming out of the pages of Shadow Man, which if you haven't been reading, that's fucking fantastic. So, sorry.
Didn't they also announce an Eternal Warrior series?
Kickstarter book.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yep, there's a Eternal War Kickstarter project that's coming out. So that the details escape me. It's Kickstarter
Gotcha.
for that.
And
That's
listeners,
interesting.
if you're not aware, money bags here. I'm never gonna get this right. It's so weird that I got to go this way when you're actually. Nobody covers Valiant comics and media right now better than the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour podcast.
Thanks, sir.
Seriously, they're just killing it. The parlay points. If there's a Valiant book coming out, it's gonna get covered, and just kill it, dude. Killing it with that blog, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's nice to see a fellow Valiant appreciator out there, and it's easy to be a Valiant appreciator right now because they're just killing it. They are.
There's so much different quality. Like, I mean, I grew up with Valiant, so like I'm so used to. I know I'm dating myself with like the Magnus Robot Warrior and Dr. Solar, those kind of days when they're part of the universe, and just getting introduced to when Bloodshot had a chromane cover, and everybody's like, oh, that was like the brand new thing. But that's kind of what I got introduced to indie books on. Because I was getting sick and tired of waiting for my Image books to come out. Yeah. Because at that point it was like, I'm waiting 2 years for Youngblood #4. So I had to get something in between. Mm-hmm. So that's when I kind of got into it. So I'm happy that they're having a great resurgence, and the quality of books they're putting out. Seriously, if you're not into them, you should get into them. And I'm telling everybody right now, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, do not miss Harbinger when it drops. And like I say, I believe it's next week. So if you are sleeping or you're kind of like curious, should I get into it? Pick up that book. I'm telling you right now.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, no, I know I added it to my pull list. I pre-ordered it. That's for sure. I didn't realize it's already coming this soon. It's fucking awesome.
The thing that I love about Valiant so much is like they have their head down, like their nose to the grindstone. Like they don't really care what everybody else is doing. Like they're just making good books, and they're not like you never read a Valiant book and you're like, oh, this is like this other thing I'm reading. But there's so many like Image and Aftershock books and IDW books where I read them and I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing like this thing that Marvel's doing, or this thing, or they're doing this TV show or this movie, Valiant, like they're one of a kind, they really just like focus on doing like what they're doing, and they're never looking at everybody else. And it makes their books unique on the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of really good things to say about Valiant right now. They're not the 90s bulk that so many people recognize them to be. From their history, and it's just that's the taste out of your mouth that needs to be slapped out, because that's not what it is now. It's a whole different bowl of soup over at Valiant. It's fucking good, man. Valiant's really good. Yeah. All right, I got some Marvel to talk about. I just a few books here, but some fun ones. Thor number 18. Donny Cates, Pascal Ferry, and Bob Quinn doing some art on this one. Matt Wilson. We got Throg. Come on. And this is Throg assembling his own Avengers team that consists of one Lockjaw, one Lockheed, and one Bats. We've got Bats the Ghost Dog, Lockheed the Dragon, Lockjaw the teleporting Inhuman, and fucking Throg all out to find missing Mjolnir. This was a setup issue. This as far as filler issues go, this is what you want your filler issues to be. This is it right here. There needs to be more characters like Throg that can just come off the bench and be like, all right, I got this shit now, and you're gonna fucking love it. Drain the 3, get the crowd fucking going, and then sit back down and let fucking LeBron come back in and just do. I mean, this is exactly what we want. This is it, and so fucking good, man, so good. And my favorite thing about this is how the book starts out. You see Thor, he's talking to some mysterious figure, and it starts out saying, he comes off with this line like, I don't use this, or I don't use this word often, but please. And, it gives us like little monologue about how we should say please more and all this shit. And then you realize it's Loki he's talking to, and Loki's like, I'm not going to be your spy bitch. I'm a fucking king. I know the guy though. I got a guy. And that's where we bring in Throg. And then you get this same setup with Throg. He gives that same line, please. I don't say this word often. Perhaps I should more. And then, he repeats himself. I'm like, it's so fucking MCU Thor. But appreciative because you could be MCU Thor in comics when you have a few panels with Throg because it feels fitting. But I don't know, man. It was a good issue. It was a good filler issue. I look forward to seeing what these and Throg insisted. He's like, if I'm doing this, I'm a fucking Avenger. You will refer to us as Avengers. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying this is a key in any way, shape, or form. Throg and Bats and Lockheed and the Lockjaw official Avengers, but
mark my words, you might want to get on this book now. This might turn into something because obviously we know next year Legion
Avengers.
Legion of Super Pets animated film.
Oh yeah, well, and the pet. I mean, I'm saying, and because those two go head to head, the pet Avenger, I think they already did something kind of like that.
They did, but I guarantee I could see another push happening because with the amount of hype that's behind that animated film coming out, I'm not doubting that we don't see a big Pet Avengers resurgence either on Disney Plus or something by year's end next year.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. This could be a low-key sleeper issue for sure. And I mean, it's got Throg on the cover, all up in your face. Like that's always, I love it, man. I love it. I don't know, guys. Yeah, did any more feelings about Thor at all? No.
I gave it up after Prey, so I haven't read what's that, like 2 issues since then.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's been a lot of just kind of coasting, but I don't know. I feel like Donny Cates is kind of on autopilot right now. But I mean, we'll see if he kicks it back into gear. I'm not dropping anything he's really doing. We'll see. Death of Doctor Strange #2. Oh man, Jed MacKay, Lee Garbett, Antonio Fabella. Jed MacKay right now is just resurging again in Marvel with what he's doing. He's doing his wacky fucking weirdness that he's so goddamn good at. Moon Knight, Death of Doctor Strange. Like this is. Oh, you guys read the first issue at all?
I caught up on it.
Yeah. Well, so essentially, Doctor Strange, he did. But at the end, through the portal comes this other Doctor Strange like version, and what they explain in this issue is yes, this is Doctor Strange, but it ain't. Doctor Strange always has a contingency plan. He took like a piece of his essence and was able to store it in another timeline just in case he was ever murdered to be able to come back and find who did it. So now we've got ourselves setting up a whodunit, and it's going to be Doctor Strange himself to help find out who it is. He's him, but at the same time, everyone's like, he's kind of different too. And you get the sense of that visually. They do a good job of making sure you realize that there's something different, just like they do in the fucking Spider-Man trailer. You're like, it's like I'm not saying this is Mephisto. I'm not fucking saying this is Mephisto. But it's probably fucking Mephisto. No, no, but so really, it's so Earth is being invaded because we got portals open now. And we've got these warlords from the outer planes, and that's what's going on. Everyone's like, okay, we got to stop the warlords from the outer planes from invading us through this portal. And then they realize, they're not here to invade. They're fleeing. And then what they realize, they're fleeing the Three Mothers. And this is our introduction of the Three Mothers. It's very Infinity War, Black Order entering Earth type of scene. You know what I mean? Like, we're clothed, blah, blah, blah. Fucking badass, dude. The Three Mothers, these are not going to be brush-offs. These are firm and the Doctor Strange mythos going further. And I'm going to say that confidently after just one issue. These things, these ladies, they are, it's like 3 null-powered beings is what it's looking like. These could be the next major big baddies in the MCU. They handle some shit easily. They take out the Avengers like it's nothing. The Avengers show up and nothing at all whatsoever. And the designs and the abilities of all 3 of these very unique beings, I don't know what to call them. One of them's literally made out of worms. It's so fucking badass, dude. It's so cool. I would hate to be the person that has to draw that character, but Jesus Christ, I really appreciate hold on, the Lee Garbett for drawing the shit out of that character every single time. But no, the Three Mothers, don't sleep on this book. Great issue, really setting up some really cool shit. I'm 100% into all of the tie-in stories that they're doing for this. They're doing a bunch of little one-shots and stuff, and I'm more intrigued now. But because I have faith that they're telling a story. This isn't just hey, we haven't done anything with Doctor Strange in a while. They're setting some shit up. The Three Mothers will be something in the MCU at some point in time, maybe 10 years from now, but this is null level badassness. It's times 3. It's coming. And then Phoenix song, man. I mean, we can't ignore Phoenix right now. Echo, she's the thing that Marvel's really trying to build up. She holds the Phoenix Force. She's a major player. At least they're trying to make her a major player. I mean, you have a big arc like that and the Avengers title, you're something. Honestly, I didn't have a whole lot of faith going into this. I thought this was just going to be a thing that they're just pushing out to push the character. But because I enjoyed it, Rebecca Roanhos and Luca Merseca, along with Carlos Lopez, congratulations, you're on my fucking map. Good issue. Really good issue. I am more intrigued with this character than I ever have been. The character that they bring into this River character is the descendant of a history of, or a character from her history that kind of helped teach her some shit back in the day. But this River character has the ability to transfer consciousness through time. And, it's asked throughout the book, well, what does that mean? And even he's like, it's hard to explain, but eventually you'll understand. I just have to show you as it happens and blah, blah, blah. But it's once again, somebody's invading Earth, somebody's coming and blah, blah, blah. But really, the big thing that I get out of this, and it's very, very ambiguous, and it's pure speculation as to what I believe they're setting up here. But because of a certain term that they use, once again, very ambiguous at the end, they say warns of somebody coming for the Phoenix Force, somebody that has a large shadow over them. The first thing that came to my mind was Black Winter. Black Winter's coming for the Phoenix Force. Phoenix is Thor's mama. That was all rewritten in history. Phoenix is actually the one that fucked Odin and got Thor. So I could see Black Winter being like, all right, bitch, I'm going for that book. I'll fight you. It's time for Black Winter to come back. And I think this is why Donny Cates has been on cruise controls, because I think he's going to kind of take over Echo's character for a little bit. And make really hype her up and do the thing with her. And once again, that's just me speculating, but just because they use that term shadow, and it was just the way they used it at the end, the setup, wouldn't be surprised for a second. So get your Thor number 5s ready to go, people, because who knows what the hell's going to happen in the next couple of issues of this. I don't know, man. I am very, very pleased. I had low expectations, but surpassed greatly for sure. That's I don't know. Any thoughts on what they're doing with Echo right now, guys, and the Phoenix Force and Marvel? I mean, Moon Knight had him for a second, and I mean,
well, I think they're getting geared up to push Echo because she's going to be playing a big role in the Disney Plus shows going forward.
Yeah.
So I think it's like now. I hate using this reference, but she'll get the Inhumans push. That basically, like, since they're coming out with a media project, you're going to see her everywhere. Kind of like how they were really trying to force Inhumans down everybody's throat.
There is something I kind of left out here. Forge from the X-Men gets highly involved in this issue. He's very, very interested in why the Phoenix Force is bonded with her. Like, he tries to contain her for a second, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna hold this, because it's kind of cool. What happens is Phoenix, somebody's like, okay, we're getting an energy beacon that's very, very close to the power at the same power level as the Phoenix Force. So naturally, Echo is going to be like, I got to go figure out what that shit is. And she shows up and it's just Forge. You know, and you kind of forget why she's there for a second, and they're talking, all of a sudden, bam, shoots her. And he's like, this gun here has the power of the Phoenix Force to be able to contain you for a moment while I figure this shit out. And he's like, Professor Xavier isn't going to like this. I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Then all of a sudden, bam, she busts out, and she's like, nah, bitch. So I thought that it threw me for a loop, because I thought they were going to go another direction, and they're just powering her up even more. But I thought that was a cool way to kind of set her up. Like this gun, Forge was able to, you know, forge a gun that replicated the power of the Phoenix Force. So, I mean, I think it's going to be the X-Men, not the Inhumans, that are going to be tied with her going forward cinematically.
Oh, it should be. I mean, like I said, the way I was just using that comparison is like how Inhumans, when they had their TV show coming, Marvel was pushing them hard.
Gotcha.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're doing. You're gonna see the same thing with Echo, because if you're believing all the hype coming out post Hawkeye, and that rumor that she's going to be the one introducing the Netflix characters into the MCU in her show, then like I said, you're going to see a lot more of her in the comics to really capitalize on that.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Where are you at on that, Ryan? The Phoenix and Echo and all that. Kind of impartial.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with any of the X-Men or the Phoenix. I don't even know who Echo is, so
yeah.
I'm pretty indifferent to all that.
Well, I mean, man, it's you'll know eventually. Like, I don't even have to push it on you. Eventually, you're gonna know who she is. That's just what it is. But I'm enjoying getting to know her before she's force fed to me. You know, I'm interested. I like it. I like this River character. So I think this book has a lot of potential. This title is very intriguing. So it's got me. All right, fellers, that's all I got. Am I missing anything else? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Trial of Magneto 3.
Oh, yeah. No, I did check that one out because I had a little extra time. Yeah. Amazing. I don't know what the fuck is going. Oh my God, Scarlet, what the hell? she don't remember shit. She I don't know, man. Who is she?
I have this feeling now it's Mystique behind it.
Well, Mystique is behind something here, but
yeah, I think this is like the prelude to Inferno, and like she's the one behind everything.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes a lot of sense. I'm enjoying it though. It's good. It's beautiful. It's what I want in a X-Men mini-series. You know, it's complete. It feels like it's going to be complete. So
the crazier the Wanda, the better.
Yeah, and to see that No More Mutants whisper flashed back again. Yeah, man. Fun stuff, man. Fun stuff. Yeah, Ryan. Anything else, dude?
I checked out Lonely City, that Catwoman book.
I picked this up for my Tatiana. How was that? I heard she was old.
Yeah, it's good. Did y'all read The Imposter last week?
Oh yeah, I did. That was sleeper book of the week.
Yeah, that was like a gnarly book, right? This one did not deliver on that level, but it's still a solid read. And I think what's really cool about it, like basically, like all the Bat people are dead. Selena, she went to prison for 10 years, and so this picks up with her getting out of prison. Gotham City's a different place, and it's the first time I've ever seen Gotham like imagined in this way, like future Gotham imagined in this way. All right. And so overall, like I thought it was a good read. It was an interesting read. It wasn't something that like knocked my socks off like The Imposter or anything like that. So I wouldn't say like you have to read this one, but I thought it was pretty solid, and I am interested to see where they take it because, like I said, it's a pretty cool imagining of future Gotham. So
right on, man. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, positive reviews because I picked it up from my fiance. She's a massive Catwoman fan. So yeah, I'm kind of
my character right now. So
right on. It seems like everything. That. Yeah, man. All right. Well, dudes, I think we should get the hell up out of here. Ryan, why don't you tell the folks where they could find you if they don't know already, and if they don't, for shame. But tell them where they can find the Cosmic Campfire.
Yeah, you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter under @newguy, which is down here.
Oh, you're good at the
you
pointing
can-
thing. See, I'm still doing it wrong.
Oh, that was a total coincidence. It usually never works for me. Yeah, so you can check me out on Twitter and Instagram there. I'm pretty much all over the web. I have links in my bios on those two. You can find me on YouTube and pretty much any podcast streaming service under Cosmic Campfire. So check me out.
Man. Right on. And always recommended content, man. Everything you do is on point for sure. And Moneybags, why don't you tell the folks where they can find you?
Well, this week is kind of a little crazy because I am actually guest hosting on So Wizard this week. So definitely check out the So Wizard podcast.
All right.
I'm talking with Joey and Marcellus about Halloween Kills.
Nice.
So yeah, so
I have things to say about that. I don't have time, but there's so much to say about that movie. Yeah. I'm interested now. I want to hear.
Yes, I love how
look at you pointing.
Recently went to NYCC, which is just awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff coming from that, from ODPH and 607 podcast, which was a blast, and I'm finally starting to feel like I'm catching my legs back because it was an amazing time. There's a story I can't say on air concerning Ryan and 2 books I had to pick up for him that I will be definitely telling him off air.
Oh, okay.
The Kanto story.
Yes. No, I gotta know about that.
Yeah, I'll tell that story off air.
I forgot about that shit.
Yeah. There's I'll put it in the chat, Ryan. I don't care if you hear that story because it's a good one too. But unfortunately, folks, you won't be able to hear that. But if you want to hear more of what I'm bringing to the table with my partner in pod, the one and only Padawan Jay, and your coach, my coach, the Coach Duffy, please swing on over to odphpodcast.com. Join in the conversation on all our social media accounts. You can usually find us at OD Parlay Hour. Check out the Parlay Points like Brian was telling about because I'm dropping more comic reviews there. And we also have got the TeePublic store going and everything else that is the ODPH. If you need us, we're on the directory too. They'll take you right to your favorite podcast platform, and we're there. All that, so much more. odphpodcast.com.
Hell yeah. And as always, the Cheers to Comics podcast is more than just a YouTube channel. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to that, do this. More content coming soon. I even dropped actually a Creator Corner video yesterday. It's not something I have done in a very long time. So make sure you check out that David Barron video. I said David Barron, people. He's a fucking legend. 28 years in the business. Batman, more Batman. And he was so good at that, he did some more Batman. But he's got other stuff coming too. You got to check out the Cobblestone Chronicles on Kickstarter. The dude could write comics too. It's an amazing thing. It's an all ages 72-page just blast of a book that if you've got kids, pick it up. It's an amazing value. So but I've all of that on the YouTube channel. So if you were subscribed, you would know that. But if not, do that. But also all different content on Apple and Spotify and anywhere else you could listen to a podcast. You got to check out Polis Priorities, where I talk about all the hot spec and give you an opportunity to get up on it before it hits the shelves. And as well as, like I said, more amazing Creator Corner interviews as well with creators of all calibers in this industry. So you got to check that out. Head on over to shopcheerstocomics.com. I'm so happy to be able to say that. And make sure you use code podcast at checkout. Save yourself 10%. I put up new inventory constantly. And I will say, I noticed in the mobile app, it kind of looks like, I just have the new items up. There is a menu button up there. And if you hit that menu button, you will see that there is a smorgasbord of new inventory to choose from, all categorized very OCD-like for me. And I will, so remember, use code podcast at checkout. And that's it, boys. That's all I got. I'll talk to you the next time there's things about comics to talk about. In the meantime, I command that you